you heard that last year there was a new movie with Jason Statham and Guy Ritchie was working together again, you got excited right away, and it also looked quite good on the trailer. Of course, there's too many movies these days, way better than the final product. This movie had also been delayed a year, and I was quite excited for it. But the excitement quickly vanished when I started watching it, because this movie is really a thin, messy soup without any substance, without any good characters, and without a good story. It is just a plain mess, and yes, Guy Ritchie movies are often quite unstructured, but often he compensates for the mess with solid characters and a very interesting story like he does in his best efforts like The Gentleman and Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels. Of course, this movie also looks like a Guy Ritchie movie, but it's a very disappointing one, and probably the worst he has ever made, because in new movies these days, the problem is often that you kneel for the woke agenda and writing characters just for inclusion rather than writing a good story and good characters. But that is not the real problem here, as none of the characters are good, the plot does not give any meaning, and it is full of holes and lacks excitement. Towards the ending, you have some action scenes to maybe make up for it, but really, the action scenes with Jason Statham are the only interesting thing about the movie, and that says a lot about the low quality of this movie that finally got its release, although it was very disappointing. A lot of the time in this movie, you just do not understand what is going on. And you are never led into excitement like you are in The Gentleman and Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels, which I think most of us will agree are a lot better movies. That is the real problem. You just can't get immersed into the story, which at times may seem like a scuffed version of Red Notice. The way they jump from location to location, but unlike that movie, you can't create tension, action, and comedy and wrap it into a good movie. Of course, I could be talking about the Aubrey Plaza character or the Bugsy Malone one, which might be characters to boost the inclusion part, but that is not the real issue here, as even Bullet Train, which has a lot more focus on the woke agenda, is even a more entertaining movie than this piece by Guy Ritchie, which looks a little like that he didn't even try, or maybe he tried too hard and didn't make it work, because a Guy Ritchie movie will always be ridiculous. But when they even can't make the comedy work in the huge grand character, which was a case of just trying too hard in my opinion, it is just not that entertaining. For me personally, this is easily the worst movie so far this year. Of course, my opinion will be colored by my expectations, but even a movie like Wrath of Man was one I judged harshly despite being a fan of both Guy Ritchie movies and Jason Statham as an actor. So to me, it just seems that maybe this director seemed to be running out of finesse to make good movies, because, of course, it takes heart and soul to make movies like The Gentleman, and maybe he has just lost it. Of course, that is too early to tell, but this effort was not a step in the right direction, and I will only give it a 3 out of 10, as it is just an awful movie by a director I know can make it work much better.